So this tutorial is going to run over some key features of MailChimp and what you would mostly be using MailChimp for. For those that you do not know, MailChimp is basically an email marketing platform that you can use to advertise your local chapter events. So once you log into MailChimp, this should be the dashboard of what it would look like usually. And the two key features that you'll be using most will be list right here and then campaigns. List is basically your email mailing list of all the recipients that you will be blasting your campaigns to. So go ahead and create lists and just follow the pop-up screens of and instructions, just follow one by one. So you can name your list to whatever name you want to name it to, and an email address to whatever name you would like your email address to be, and then your from name. Could be your local chapter's name is fine. You do have to put a little disclaimer down here of how that person got involved. You can just put your chapter's name if you want to, and then you can edit the address to whatever address you want it to be, and just click save. Now this is the screen that you will import your subscribers, which is essentially the mailing list of the people that you are going to import in. So go ahead and click Add Subscriber, and it'll drop down these two menus. Add a subscriber is basically you're adding individual members or individual subscribers one by one. Import a subscriber is when you have an Excel file and you want to either import it or upload it in. I typically use copy and paste as my option because I think that's the easiest and the cleanest way. You can feel free to do whatever method works best for you. And just click Next at the bottom right. Now you would go to your list right here, and then you would take it and just copy that list and then just stick it and paste it in here. And then check the boxes and click Next. Now it's importing that list for you, but it will pop up this screen trying to make sure what selection it is. So just go ahead and follow the prompts and just say this is your first name and you click Save. And for instance, this is the last name and you click Save. This one detected that it was an email address, so you just click Save and you click Next. And then just click Import once you are finished, and it will import all of the mailing list or the email that you have inserted in. And you can find this list again in List. And then it should be somewhere down here, right here, and it imported the 3 subscribers I had put in. So that's kind of how lists work. It's essentially just your mailing list of where your campaign is going to be blasted to. Your next step is going to be creating a campaign. Campaign is the actual email content that you will be creating. On a side note, you do have the option to replicate email campaigns that you have already made. So just go ahead and drop down from this little down menu right here, and you can click replicate, and then you can replicate as many email campaigns as you want. So you would just go ahead and click create campaign, and then you can select the regular campaign by selecting the select icon, or you can actually click on and hover over that. You can click there too. And it's going to ask you which mailing list you want to use. We can use the sample one that we did, and then click on the bottom right corner here and click Next. Just follow the step prompts one by one, and then you shouldn't have a problem because it'll direct you one step at a time. So here you'll name your campaign, and then your email address to whatever email you want. And then your from name and your from email address, you can go ahead and insert all those things in there as well. And you can click, there is an option for you to highlight and select all of these. I just leave it to default because it'll track it for me. So leave yours to default as well. Once you get more creative, you can track which of your opening clicks and amount of clicks that you have. Your next step is to select a template. These are generic templates. Basically, think of them as like a skeleton, and you're going to fill them with content. They also have pre-made themes. So if you have holidays coming up, or if you have a certain New Year kind of an event coming up, or some special theme, you can go ahead and look to see if they have one pre-made already, and you can go ahead and select that. Aria usually typically makes our own templates, so I just go to basics, and then you would create and select one yourself. So I'm going to select the first one. And then once it finished loading its skeleton, I will go over some basic features of what you can do and cannot do, and then you can also create something like this. So this is made directly from this skeleton right here. There is an option for you to actually see what other people have been using MailChimp for, and then it actually gets very creative, and you can feel free to do whatever design you want to do to match your chapter's personality or design. So MailChimp is capable of designing and making all of these contents. So back to the email template design itself, or the skeleton itself. You're essentially going to add in content and add in images to make it look all fancy to have an email market out. So to make something like this, it's very simple. This is just a very basic email template and email design that I have created. This is just essentially just one image. So to create all of these images, you do have to create them either in like an Adobe Creative Suite software, or if you want to do them in PowerPoint and you can save the image as, that's fine too. Just be aware that it only takes image files, so PDFs do not work. And one thing I do advise all chapters to do is, even if you have a flyer right here inserted in, have some content at the bottom, because once this email campaign gets blasted out, for those recipients that do not default their browser or their Outlook or whatever software they're using to have image pre-uploaded onto their screen, they will just receive a blank email. So if you don't have any text in there and you just have one flyer image, they will just receive one blank email and they will get confused of what is this person trying to send me. So they might think it's an empty email. So to change all the colors and to change all the text, you can simply go to design over here, and then page will basically give you the outline of the entire thing. So this entire thing is called a page, and you can feel free to choose what background you want. The ARIA red is A6192E, and you can, again, feel free to choose the font size, the color size, the different settings, and the font weight. Pre-header is this spot right here, this very, very top bar. I usually default it to black. Now, when you have a template that's kind of like this, it will have this buffer over here at this top, this white little buffer here. I do get chapters asking, how do I get rid of that? It's very simple. All you have to do is go to, it's essentially this. It's padding top and padding bottom. It'll have default to 9. Just make it 0 and you can get rid of that. Same with header. Header will have padding top and padding bottom too. Just click 0 and just type in 0, and then that will also get rid of that as well. Now the other thing is, when people insert a image, sometimes they ask me, they're like, why is there still a white border after I inserted an image in like this? It's very simple to clean that up as well. Just click the edit icon and then click setting, and then click the option that says edge to edge. That will expand that all the way from one edge to the other edge, and you won't have a problem anymore. And again, it cannot be a PDF file. It has to be some kind of an image file, so that means it's JPEG, PNG, or something of that nature. Now you can always add in more content, so you can always add in another text box. You can always add in another image. You can add in a video. You can add in a footer, a button, social media, whatever it is you want to do. So if you want it, just click and drag and just drop it in, and then there is your content. And you can delete it. You can add more. So adding more, just click the plus icon and it'll duplicate another one. To remove it, just click the trash can icon and just delete it. And it's simple as that. So once you have this kind of set out to do, you can always send yourself a test email and you can preview it. So to do that, on the top kind of right corner here, you can preview and test. And you can either enter preview mode, which will give you kind of like a phone screen, and it'll give you like a Outlook screen of what it would look like when someone gets it. And your other option is to send yourself a test email. So you can send a test email to yourself, and then you can actually just type in your email address and click send test. And you will receive an email address to your inbox of how it would appear. Once you think everything is done and it's all fantastic, go to confirm, or you can click next, and it will bring you up to your final page. Now your final page is basically the option of where you're going to send it to. So it's gonna bring you up like a account review of everything. So it'll give you your subject line, who your mailing list people are, and all of your social media things that you have connected to. You can always schedule these ahead of time. So all you have to do is click schedule, and then you can pick the date of whatever date you want and the time that you want. So if you want to have something scheduled out early in the morning next day, you don't want to wake up for it to send that, you can always schedule that out, and all you have to click now is just schedule campaign. And it will give you a rock on sign, and from here on you're all done, you're all set. And then you can always go back to edit it. Just go to campaign again, and then once you go in, it'll have this yellow icon. So once it goes through, it'll be green. And then when you're still editing the campaign, it'll be this edit gray icon, and when you have it scheduled, it'll be this yellow icon. You can always edit anything that has not been sent out yet. So just click on it again. It'll give you this warning that once you go in to edit it, it will pause that campaign. So you do have to reschedule it again, and once you have finished making your edits. So just be careful of when you're going back to edit your campaigns is to make sure that you have to reschedule it again. It will default to whatever schedule time you have set up initially. All you have to do is just click confirm or schedule out, and that's pretty much it. So this wraps up our tutorial for MailChimp. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Aria National or the office, and good luck to everybody's email marketing.